God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Gerardo Anaya,
Present.
Vice Mayor Luis Galindo,
Present.
Councilmember Jesus Roldan,
Present.
Councilmember Miguel Villalpando,
Present.
Councilmember Juan Castillo,
Present.
Councilmember Marta Gonzalez,
Present.
Councilmember Lorena Delgadillo.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Gonna move on. Call to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to address council?
Robert and George. Please state your full name and address, please.
My name is Roberto Sanchez. I live at 7858 East 38th Lane, Yuma, Arizona, 85365.
My name is George Raygoza. I live in Yuma, Arizona, 1443 South Thomas Avenue.
Sir Mayor and council members of the City of Somerton, this is Mi Vida Car Club. We're here to present the Somerton Police Department a check from some of the profits that we made at the car show that you allowed us to do in conjunction with the Corn Fest. And these are for the police chief and the dog, what's the name?
Zoe.
Zoe. So on behalf of Mi Vida Car Club, we thank you for allowing us to continue to serve the community and bring back funds to the community of Somerton.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and all of my villages would like to come up. I don't know. Okay, let's squeeze in a little bit. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Yeah. Could I have a few more guests up to that? And then just a few on this side if you want to come. One second. Everyone this way. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, 1 more. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public?
Mayor and Council, good evening. Araceli Juarez, Chief of Police. I wanted to introduce Zoe, but she already left, so they're walking around because she's gonna start barking, but I just want to say, Mayor, and Council, thank you for the support that I received with the therapy dog. I also want to mention Aloe for the sponsorship and Humane Society for assisting us with a lot of the vaccines that she's getting. She's been very beneficial for the police department as well as the staff. We're hoping that we can deploy her here soon to the schools, and I've gotten some very positive feedback. I will share that with Louis so he can share with you from several teachers just mentioning how beneficial they knew that therapy dogs are in school grounds, and hopefully that's something that we can share with the entire community. Thank you.
We're gonna move on to consent agenda. There's two items, check register for the month of November 2024, and approval of resolution number 2024-027, resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Somerton, rescinding resolution number 2024-021, approving and adopting a development agreement with Perr, Arizona Properties and Arizona Limited Liability Corporation, and adopting a new development agreement with Perr Commerce Center LLC and Arizona Limited Liability Corporation for the development of a new commercial subdivision, are related to the rescission of the prior development agreement and adoption of a new development agreement to correct the developer's name in the contract documents. Does any member of council want to remove an item from consent agenda? Is there a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
So motion by Vice Mayor Galindo,
Second.
second by Councilman Roldan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have one item and a public hearing. It's a public hearing related to rezoning case PLN 24-00205. A request by Edais Engineering on behalf of Rodriguez Farm and Management LLC for rezoning of property located at 1932 West Main Street. Is there a motion to open public hearing? Motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. The item before you on the agenda is the public hearing related to rezoning case PLN 24-00205, a request by Edais Engineering, Inc. on behalf of Rodriguez Farm Management LLC for the rezoning of the property located at 1932 West Main Street, assessor's parcel number 742-64004, a 6.42 acre parcel more or less from Ag 5 to R3 multifamily residential. The purpose of the rezoning is to allow a new H2A farm labor housing complex to support the agricultural business in the area. The site layout consists of 62 apartment units, a laundry unit, and an on-site manager's office for a total of 64 units divided into 4 two-story buildings. Mayor and Council, this was a request by Rodriguez Farm and Management LLC to create a new, for the rezoning of their property to allow the construction of a new farm labor complex associated with the H2A program. The H2A program is the migrant worker program in which vetted individuals from Mexico or other countries, primarily Mexico, are able to work in the United States, provided that the employer provides on-site housing or housing nearby to where they're going to work. As part of this program, the migrant workers are not allowed to own vehicles or to have vehicles on site, which did affect the conceptual layout of the site, as you will see. But ultimately, the request is for a rezoning to allow something accessory to agriculture farm labor housing. That is the ultimate intent of the property. I'd like to show you the layout as proposed by the applicant. Oh, actually, let's stop there, Andrea. So this is the location of the subject property, 1932 West Main Street, assessor's parcel number 742-64004. This is directly adjacent to the, what is the name, Valley Vista Apartments, or the Yellow Camp, more commonly known. This is a 6 acre parcel So the yellow camp being to the west, the intersection of Avenue G, of Avenue G and Main Street to the east, with some accessory agricultural and light industrial uses also to the east, and continuous agricultural use of the land to the north and to the south. This is a zoning map. The property is currently zoned Ag 5. The request is for it to be rezoned to R3, similar to the adjacent Yuma County housing. And then the conceptual layout shows ingress off of Main Street, Highway 95, a long driveway in which will feed into the back of the property, where there'll be ample circulation there for the buses. So these employees would be bussed in. They would not own cars, which is why there would be, as you can see, there's no parking provided as part of this development. This is unique. It's not like a regular apartment complex. This is farm worker specific housing, which did affect the ultimate layout, conceptual layout, but the applicant did provide some parking for mostly for the office staff, maintenance, and the office manager there. There will be open space in the middle of the two buildings there, landscaping throughout the complex. And these are 2-story buildings, so 2 4-story buildings. So it'll look like a big apartment complex, but it's just for farm labor housing. There is a condition that we were able to agree upon with the applicant that in the future, if this ever wanted to be converted to a regular housing complex, they would have to improve a parking lot and bring up other requirements that may be required to do that conversion. There's still plenty of land of the 6.42 acres. They're using only about half. Part of the site layout also shows a secondary access to Avenue G through this, what is shown here as a proposed 30-foot wide access easement. So this easement is found on the adjacent property. It's not on this property. And the same owner who is applying for this rezoning also owns the adjacent property. So they would be granting an easement just to have better circulation so that not everything is coming in and out of Main Street. There's also secondary access onto Avenue G to catch the light and go wherever they need to go. Any questions on the request or on the conceptual layout so far?
Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments from the public? There's none.
The Planning and Zoning held a meeting in November to consider this this case, and at the meeting, the commission voted to recommend approval of this rezoning case. Up until this point, staff has received no opposition to the case. It has been thoroughly reviewed by staff, and when we get to the action item portion of this, staff's recommendation will be for approval with conditions. And if council wishes, we can go over the conditions of approval.
Yes. Councilwoman.
So I have a question. So this is for the H-2A migrant workers you mentioned. So is there a time limit or a length of time? Like here in 20, 30 years, will that convert into, do they have a time frame, or is it forever? It can never be an apartment complex?
Councilwoman, the rezoning to R3 would allow a conversion to a to a multifamily complex at any time. The owner could come back in a year and say, we're going to convert it. H2A is, I don't think this will happen, but if the H2A program were to go away, the owner could convert at any time. There is no minimum time, no maximum time. It's ready to go for multifamily, but they would have to bring it up to code for
Right, that's my
multifamily because
question.
the parking is the
Because
biggest issue there.
Okay, so they would have to bring it up to code if they ever want to change it back into a regular.
That is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. That's all my question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So just now, are we, is this gonna be used year round or is it gonna be seasonal?
This complex actually is only going to be used during the busy season here, which is the winter season. Am I correct to say that? Just don't want to make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. That's what I understood from our meetings.
Any other questions?
I just have a question.
I know there's, I've seen some, these buildings in Yuma. Is that gonna be kind of like the one on 8th Street, which is enclosed and all that? Is that how it's gonna look?
Would you like the applicant to answer
No,
that?
yeah, well, I mean, if you know, then I know it's
Councilmember,
as a nice fence in, you know,
Councilmember Roldan, the complex will be fully up to our code, following our prescribed development standards, our prescribed design standards, with the only exception being that they're not going to have the parking. But
Yes,
other than
everything else.
that, the apartment will follow what is required of new construction. What you see in Yuma, you see the conversion of a lot of old motels. So those buildings are 40 to 50, 60 years old in some instances. So my thought is that this is going to be a better looking complex than those.
you know, that there's ones in Avenue 8, I believe it is, you know, in front of Chevron. And they look really nice. I've been in there, and they're nice apartments for the people. So I imagine, you know, they're looking something like that.
There's one on 8th Street and 21st Avenue.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So that would be an example of a newer complex. So that's what you could expect to see here, except it would be a multi-story development.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion to close the public hearing? A motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Right. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're gonna move on to old business. Discussion of possible action to approve second reading by title only of ordinance number 2024-005.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is the second reading by title only of ordinance number 2024-005. This would be the ordinance which finalizes the rezoning for the Somerton 1918 subdivision located on Parkview Avenue and Garvin Street. This is the 20-acre parcel that is going to house R15, R16, and R3 densities all under one plan development overlay. It's considered the second phase of the soon to begin going vertical Somerton 1898 subdivision. The site is directly adjacent to the wastewater plant, and tonight we are asking for the second reading of the ordinance to approve this rezoning, and the rezoning would become effective 30 days after the second reading.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve second reading by title only of ordinance number 2024-005? Motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Second, Mayor. Second by Vice Mayor Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is ordinance number 2024-005. An ordinance of the City of Somerton amending ordinance number 2015-002 and rezoning certain areas in the city for real property described as APN 211-04018, a 20.97 acre parcel more or less, and more particularly described in Exhibit A attached here too, from light industrial with infill incentive overlay to R2 with planned development overlay and infill incentive overlay.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-005?
So move, Mayor.
A motion by Councilman Roldan. Second by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're gonna move on to new business. Discussion on possible action to approve the crediting of a building permit, plan check, and hookup and sewer hookup fees related to the construction of a new single-family residence located at 404 West Spring Street.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, the item before you on the agenda is a request to waive the building, plan check, water hookup, and sewer hookup fees related to the construction of a new single-family home located at 404 West Spring Street. Mayor and council, in August of 2021, Mr. Francisco Gonzalez and Ms. Alma Nidia Gonzalez purchased the property at 404 West Spring Street. This is located on the northwest corner of Spring Street and Union Avenue. It's a vacant lot. It was acquired from the city through RFP 2021-001. Prior to the sale of the lot, the site was a public parking lot. It used to be used as overflow parking during special events and was sometimes used by the local churches in that area. But once the new owner acquired the vacant lot, the parking lot was demolished in preparation for the construction of a new single-family home. When the new owner attempted to submit a building permit to the city, it was discovered that a city-owned lift station, there is a sewer lift station that was thought to be adjacent to the property, but it turns out is actually encroaching onto the property by about 9 feet for a span of 38 linear feet. This was discovered after the new owner's architect did a survey of the property. That is one of the exhibits shown here tonight. And because of this encroachment that was not uncovered it was not disclosed in the RFP. It was not identified at any point along the way until the applicant was ready to submit. Had actually already hired an architect to design his house. That's when the issue was discovered. So staff met to try to come up with a solution to this. Community development and public works. Some of the options that were discussed to take care of this issue was to relocate the lift station, which, as you can imagine, was just an exorbitant cost. The exhibit there shows what I'm talking about with the lift station encroaching there by 9 feet by 38 into the owner's property. Could you go back up to the report, actually, Andrea? Thank you. So the two options that were discussed were relocating the lift station, which was deemed too expensive, and the other one would be to record an easement which would allow name the city would be benefiting from the easement so that we can continue operating that lift station. That was the preferred option that was discussed by staff. As you know, lift stations are a valuable asset here, and they're expensive to build. So removing and destroying an existing one just seemed not the best way to go. So we approached the owner to acquire said easement for the operation of the lift station, to which the owner accepted and requested that in exchange for the easement, we simply reimburse him for his building permit and credit him what he has in the costs he had incurred so far along the way, such as having to redesign his home and commission the survey that discovered the problem. No further reimbursement was requested. So in total, the owner's incurred cost was $6,500 as broken down in the report here. The survey of record cost $2,500. The easement legal description is, which is to create the legal description for the easement that is to be given to the city, $2,500. And the canceled building plans, $1,500. In total, $6,500. What staff is proposing to reimburse Mr. Gonzalez is a waiving of $3,276 off the building permit, $2,129.40 off the plan check fee, $475 off the water hookup fee, $200 off the sewer hookup fee. In total, the credit that he would be receiving is $6,080.40, which is 93% of the cost that Mr. Gonzalez has incurred to remedy this problem. The staff believes that this is a good project. It's an infill project. It's a vacant lot that is going to result in a new house towards the continued revitalization of the Somerton downtown core area. And the fee of $6,000 to keep the lift station legally with the easement seems like a pretty good deal to staff. Any questions on the case so far? We can see the exhibit
Any
Again,
questions or comments? Go ahead.
could you go to the exhibit, Andrea? Zoom out. So that's what we're looking at. That's the problem that we're facing. So staff would be getting an easement on the property just for what the portion that is encroaching onto his property. And the owner is actually already taking the initiative to redesign the house. If you go to the next exhibit, Andrea. And this is what the owner is thinking. What you see in the back there that's adjacent to the lift station is the owner's garage. This was analyzed by the fire inspector and it was deemed acceptable because there will be no openings along that wall. And there will be a maintained opening on the other side of 5 feet for access. So he's getting a 2-story home with a detached garage on a currently vacant lot. That concludes my presentation on the issue if there are no further questions.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
So move, Mayor.
Motion by Vice Mayor Galindo,
Second.
second by Councilman Roldán. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 8.2, discussion and possible action related to rezoning case PLN 24-00205.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is the action item related to rezoning case PLN 24-00205, a request by Edais Engineering on behalf of Rodriguez Farm and Management LLC for the rezoning of the property located at 1932 West Main Street. Assessor's parcel number 742-64004, a 6.42 acre parcel more or less from Ag 5 to R3 multifamily residential. So this is the action item to approve the rezoning case, which would rezone the property from Ag 5 to R3 and allow the construction of a new H2A farm labor housing complex. If there are no further questions for staff, staff's recommendation is to approve rezoning case PLN 24-00205 with the conditions listed in Exhibit A.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve rezoning case PLN 24-00205 with the conditions listed in Exhibit A.
There's a motion by Councilman Castillo, second by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.3, discussion of possible action related to final plat case PLN 24-00221.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, the item before you on the agenda is final plat case PLN 24-00221. This is a request by Dahl Robbins and Associates, Inc. on behalf of Perry County, Arizona Properties AZ LLC for the approval of the final plat for the Perry County Commerce Center subdivision, a 6-lot commercial subdivision to be located on APN 19533-026, a 9.72 acre parcel more or less with infill incentive overlay located on the northeast corner of Main Street and Toro Avenue. So Mayor and Council, this is the final plat, the final approval for the subdivision, which would result in the creation of the Perry County Commerce Center. To refresh your memory, this is the parcel directly south of the Perry County Park Basin, there on the northwest corner of Main Street and Cesar Chavez Avenue. On the report, it says Toro Avenue, but it could be either or. Could we go to the location map, please? So this is the property. And as I mentioned, it spans, it's quite lengthy for all the way from Cesar Chavez to Toro Avenue. And if approved, would result in the creation of the Perry County Commerce Center subdivision, 6 lots commercially zoned, ready to be developed. There is a conceptual layout, actually, no, not conceptual layout. The final plat to be approved is also on an exhibit. Could you go to that, Andrea? This is the zoning map, but the rezoning was done a while back. Tonight, we were just asking for approval of the plat. You keep going, Andrea. Going. There we go. That's the one. So lots 1 through 6 of the Perry County Commerce Center subdivision. And then staff would, as part of this subdivision process, the city would also be acquiring in the future a public roadway, Spring Street and Sunset Avenue there to connect Spring Street to Main Street, and would also offer another thoroughfare from Toro Avenue to Cesar Chavez Avenue. Mayor and Council, this is not the first time you see this plat. This has been in the works in one way or another for quite some time now. The rezoning and extensive review. Our engineer has reviewed and approved this plat. And if there are no questions from the council, staff's recommendation is to approve this plat with conditions. If there are questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve final plat case PLN 24-00221. It's one, right?
1.
With the conditions listed in Exhibit A.
Second the motion, Mayor.
There's a motion by Councilman Castillo, second by Councilman Roldan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.4, discussion and possible action to approve first reading by title only of ordinance number 2024-007.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is the first reading of ordinance number 2024-007. This would be the ordinance which authorizes the rezoning of 7.7 assessor's parcel number 742-64-004, 1932 West Main Street, the 6.42 acre parcel located to the west of the city that is proposed to be developed into a farm labor H2A complex. After the first reading, there would be, of course, the second reading, and the rezoning would be effective 30 days afterwards. But tonight, we are asking you to approve the first reading of ordinance number 2024-007
Is there a motion?
by title only.
Is there a motion to approve the first reading by title only of ordinance number 2024-007?
So moved, Mayor.
So motion by Vice Mayor Galindo,
Second, Mayor.
second by Councilman Roldan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is ordinance number 2024-007, an ordinance of the City of Somerton amending ordinance number 2015-002 and rezoning certain areas in the city for real property described as assessor's parcel number 742-64004, a 6.42 acre parcel more or less, and more particularly described in Exhibit A from Ag 5 to R3.
We're gonna move on to item 8.5, discussion and possible action to approve an intergovernmental agreement between Somerton School District and the City of Somerton.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. James Jones, Parks and Rec Director. The agenda item before you is the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Somerton and the Somerton Elementary School District. It is renewed for 3 years if approved. The highlights of this new agreement is that we updated the shared facilities, parks, and fields. We established a system for scheduling field use, including a shared calendar with the district. We clarified maintenance responsibilities for both the city and the school district. We updated the Arizona revised statutes in the agreement. It also includes a way for the district and the city to work on future projects together. And it has an addendum, which we just finished up last week, that will allow us to use the parking lot at Terra del Sol for the park, the Regional Center for Border Health Field, which is adjacent to the elementary school there. Staff recommendation is to approve the IGA with Somerton Elementary School District.
Is there any difference from what we had?
Yeah, so before there was like not clear language. We it said in there that we should be able to do maintenance, but it never really clarified when we do maintenance. Now we agree that we're gonna go over to the middle school once, in Terra del Sol once, and provide that maintenance that for those shared facilities that we use. And also, before, we didn't have a system in place of how to schedule the fields and be able to use them for our recreational programs. Now we have that. We also have the building access. We didn't have that in the old agreement. And other than that, it's really the same. It's just clearer language.
Any questions or comments?
James, on section 5, it says facility usage. The city will have use of district facilities on weekends, holidays. And then it says, and weekend beginning at 6 p.m. So it's not gonna be during the whole day on the weekend, or?
Yeah, so what that is we have to use their schedule. And so we put that 6 o'clock PM just because that gives them time to get their events done after school. And then that gives us time to also know when to schedule our league practices there. In the weekend, it's 5 o'clock in the weekend, all weekend if they don't have an event. That's where that shared calendar comes in.
Okay, I thought it meant, during the week is gonna be after 6 and during the weekend it's open. So just making sure.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
So move, Mayor.
So motion by Councilman Roldan,
Second, Mayor.
second by Vice Mayor Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Summary of current events.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. First, we have HR, Terry.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, Terry Trujillo, Human Resources Manager. I just want to say that we had our employee appreciation dinner on Friday, December 13th. We received a good amount of monetary donations for the event. We were able to purchase a total of 60 raffle prizes for the employees. We did have a big turnout for the employees. We had about 100 employees show up to the event on Friday. We have also an employee health benefit. We are starting to gear up for the fiscal year 2025-26 health benefits for employees. We will be having a few committee meetings in the next few months to get ready for open enrollment. We also have a safety training going on. HR invited a safety training, a facilitator with OSHA certifications to come to Somerton and provide a safety training class for our directors and supervisors. This training will be going on the second week of January. Thank you.
Chief Juarez.
Mayor and Council, good evening. Araceli Juarez, Chief of Police. I have a few highlights that I'd like to share with you that we accomplished over this fiscal year. Last year, we were supported by 3 to 4 National Guard troops. Detective Zelaya and our record staff picked up the slack after they left. As the year progressed, we consistently worked with less staff, Lieutenant Garza, Captain Jenkins, Detective Zelaya, and 3 sergeants, the patrol officers, and of course, our 911 dispatchers never missed a beat. They continue to maintain response to calls for service by working extra shift, doing call-outs, and taking calls for service. With the funding and the grant that we obtained, we were able to secure the following things: safety and security equipment for the public safety building, and way of cameras and doors and security doors for the building, saving about $50,000 from the operational budget. We also replaced aged dispatch consoles that were about 17 years old. Our building is used 24 hours a day, so 17 might not seem a lot, but our dispatchers are there 24 hours a day. We saved $100,000 from the operational budget. We have obtained 3 trikes. We were hoping that we're going to have them ready for the Tamale Festival. We still have hopes of that. This is going to enhance the response for the schools and for patrol. This saved over $40,000 from the operational budget. Funding for 3 vehicles related to investigations and patrol. This saved $150,000 from the operational budget. This year, we went to trial about 5 times for violent acts. And although Somerton remains one of the safest cities in the state of Arizona, crime does happen in our town, so we responded. We were able to, we went to trial on a homicide, an attempted homicide, weapons possession, and a continuous molestation of a child. In 4 out of 5 cases, we successfully were able to prosecute and find a conviction on the defendant. And one of the last cases that we had, we did have a hung jury that was taken back to trial, and we were also successful in the jury found the defendant guilty as well. I'm just very, very pleased, Mayor, to report to you that Somerton Police staff is always working hard, always making and putting their best effort to make sure that the city continues to be a safe community to live in. And I just want to remind the public that the holidays are coming. Usually during this time, we see real bad accidents, a lot of people under the influence, a lot of people still on their phones. So we're asking the public to let's all come together and let's make sure that we keep our streets safe. And let's enjoy our holidays. Hope everybody has a good time. Thank you, Mayor. Council.
Fire Department, Chief Hernandez.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. Javier Hernandez, Fire Chief. Last week, we had a residential fire. There was 2 teenagers in the home, and they were made aware of the fire because of the smoke detectors. They exited the house and they called their parents, which they in turn called 911. We were dispatched. By the time we got there, the neighbor had already extinguished the fire. Fire had started in one of the bedrooms. So I would like to take this time to remind the community that we always recommend to choose one special day, either like somebody's birthday, but right now with Christmas, if you choose Christmas to change the batteries in your home. If you're gonna change the batteries for smoke detectors, we recommend that you change them for all of them in the house. And like I said, once a year, change all your batteries, and that's a recommendation that we wanna make for this holiday season. And also my monthly from last week or last month, I put in about the NAU project that I was working with the social work students. And it's gonna be a project where the community can call the fire department and give us information if they have like a special needs kid, either if they're deaf or blind or any other special needs. We'll put it in our CAD system. And whenever we get a call for service at that residence, dispatch will be able to notify us. We're gonna purchase some signs, and we're gonna be putting the area, the general area of the where the residence is of that kid. For example, if they're deaf, that is just gonna give the public a more warning that there's a child in the neighborhood that's deaf, so they can take extra precaution. So like I said, I wanna let the community know that that program, we're working in conjunction with NAU students, and those forms can be picked up at the fire department. Thank you.
And last, we have a Parks and Rec, James.
Mayor and Council, James Jones, Parks and Rec Director. Tomorrow will be the senior centers and Christmas celebration from 10 to 12 at the senior center. They're having tamales. I also want to report that both the youth center interior remodel and Perr Park project will be completed by the end of the month. So that those will be moving towards our park staff. Our park staff will then install the equipment in the youth center and seed Perr Park. We're hoping to have that done by the end of the month as well. We look forward to hosting the annual light parade this Friday and look forward to seeing the council participate. Thank you for your attendance in advance.
Mayor, that's all we have.
Councilman Villalpando.
I don't
Councilman
have
Vill-
anything, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Just, sorry, I couldn't be at the, staff, party that you had. Employee appreciation. But I do want to congratulate Jesus Estrada, Cristian Martinez, and Yamilet Valdez, for being chosen, employees, either of the year. I think it was Rookie of the Year and Customer Service. Yes, congratulate them, but thanks to all staff. You put up with a lot during the year, and I really appreciate all that you do. I also wish everybody a nice holiday season. Hope you take time to spend with your loved ones, and that you continue putting up with us. Thank you.
Councilman Castillo.
You know, I do want to say that I attended the employee appreciation dinner. I mean, it was great to see a great turnout. There were excellent prices there. You know, I think I left after like the second or third round of raffles. So, but there were still plenty left that were great. So great job on the organizing committee. I mean, I think they did a phenomenal job all around. I also want to mention that I attended the batch ceremony yesterday. It was great to see the plaques being turned given to the employees, the 5 years, the 10 years, the 20 years. We have a 24-year one. Hopefully we'll get to the 30-year mark. So counting on that. So that was awesome. It was great to see the family there. I also want to wish everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're going to be having the Tamale Fest, this Friday and the Light Parade. Tamale Fest on Saturday, Light Parade on Friday. So I want to thank all staff for their hard work, their commitment and dedication to the city. And enjoy the holidays.
Councilwoman Delgadillo.
I had the honor to represent mayor and council at Los Águilas baseball game in Mexicali. I got the opportunity to throw the first pitch of that day's game, and I wanted. It was a good one.
It was better than the vice mayor from San Luis.
Yes. I want to thank Mr. Jaime. I'm not sure what organization he belongs to, but he's a wonderful man, and I want to thank him for his hospitality and invitation for us to participate. San Luis, Arizona was there, Calexico and Brawley, and so it was a great honor. So thank you, Mayor, for asking me to attend. I too want to congratulate all those that were awarded the Years of Service and Employee of the Year award at the dinner on Friday. Sorry, I was not able to attend as well. As right now, Christmas parties are kind of conflicting of my own. And so for my employer and my other family. And so I was not able to attend, but I do want to thank for all of you that attended and received those awards, and thank you for your service as well. I also attended the firefighters pinning ceremony. Thank you, Chief, for inviting us. It was a great honor to be there and to see, being a community member, as I said in my speech, and having seeing firsthand on how your firefighters and your paramedics and EMT treat our residents and myself during calls of an emergency is phenomenal, and I really appreciate that. Sometimes I do have to call you to get that reassurance because I'm freaking out, but thank you so much, and thank you for the firefighters as well. Also, Chief Juarez, I attended the Officer Garza's part one of the active shooter training at my employer, and he did a great job. I know there's like 3 parts, so I want to congratulate him as well. I heard so many great things about that training that he did for us, and I know he's coming back for a second part, and I can't wait for that. But please congratulate him on how knowledgeable he is, and it was a really good training. I also want to wish everyone a safe and a happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Time to reflect and think about our own lives and what a difference we make in someone's life. And so I thank you for everything you do, and please be safe. Thank you.
Councilman Roldan.
Let me repeat what everybody has. So, directors, please let your staff know that, that we value that. I think as council members, we value your staff, we value yourselves. And sometimes we spend more time at work than with our family. So it's like a first and second family at the same time. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it's just assure you that without you guys, without your staff, without, I think, the work everybody does, we won't be the best little city in Arizona. So thank you for what you do. Enjoy your If you're taking vacations and you're your vacations, please take vacations. Your family needs you. I mean, not right now, but when you need to, please enjoy your family. Please tell that to your employees, pass it on and let them know that we as council, we appreciate what they do and we value them at the same time. So thank you.
Vice Mayor Galindo.
Exactly what everybody says, yeah. I would like to wish everybody, all city employees, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I would also like to thank each of the employees and directors for their service this past year. I guess you guys do an amazing job, outstanding job, and sometimes we forget to appreciate every little thing you guys do. We're always so busy, we don't even stop to think that you guys are the ones that are doing the job. We are the ones that are yay, nay, yes, but you guys are the ones that are the face of the city. So I want to thank all the employees and wish you Merry Christmas and all the families of the city of Somerton, because they trusted us to be up here to represent them. So happy Christmas, Happy New Year's, and enjoy your time up. Nada más quiero agradecer a la ciudad de Somerton por todo su trabajo este año. También a todos los residentes de la ciudad que confiaron en nosotros para darnos otros 4 años más, y les prometo que no les fallaremos, que aquí vamos a estar para ustedes y que la pasen bien y que Dios los bendiga. Thank you.
It's been a busy couple weeks, I know, for staff and for everybody. We have all the events. Like it's been said, the employee appreciation dinner was great. And so it was right. They doubled the presents, and then there were some very good presents and great entertainment. Everything was good. And was able to attend the groundbreaking for the conference center for the Cocoa Pots, and also the swearing in ceremony for our neighboring city of San Luis, which was also great. And I just again, I want to wish staff Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. And I'm sure I'll see a lot of you here in this weekend's events of the Light Parade and the Somerton Tamale Festival. And again, thank you for all your hard work with the organization of those events and helping with logistics and everything. So hopefully I see you. And we're gonna have visitors from our sister cities, from Sonora, and also several legislators. We're gonna have a Senate, was it the congressman, but it's a Senator-elect Gallegos coming to the event. So stop by and say hello, make him feel welcome, and hope to see you all there. And also want to wish happy birthday to both gentlemen next to me. Councilman Roldan is the 27th, right? And Galindo the 25th. So happy birthday, and
thank you.
I'll see everybody in next year's meeting. So is there a motion to convene into executive session? So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo.
Second, Mayor.
Second by Councilman Roldan. Also in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have two items. One is discussion or consultation for legal advice with the city attorney, contract negotiations and instruction to representatives regarding the sale of real property or related property located at 1344 West Main Street within the Parkview Commerce Center. Request for proposals 2024-004. And the other executive session is for discussion and consultation with city attorney in order to consider its position, instruct the city attorney regarding the city's position regarding a contract with Tony Riggs related to the development of property generally located at 203 West Main Street.
There's another one.
Oh, Mayor, we have
Oh, there's another one?
three.
I-
You
I
have to turn the
lost-
page, Mayor, sorry.
It's another one. Executive session for discussion and consultation of legal advice to consider its position and instruct the city attorney regarding the water well repairs and repayment contracts for costs incurred. That's on Smith Way, right?
Smith Way.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a 5-minute break and then we're gonna convene into executive session.
Let's don't forget to say happy birthday to the mayor. His birthday was December the 3rd. So the 6th, my daughter.
38 or 39? 39 or
Capricorn.
49. Next year is a big. exit executive session. So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo, second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We now reconvene into regular meeting. It's 9:03. Meeting's adjourned.
Vámonos. Nos vemos, que la pasen bien.